Hey everybody, my name is Mark.
I was actually about to do it. Well, that's the best intro we're gonna get.
We're from worlds unknown. Our stories untold. Roll away the dice. We'll vanquish the darkness. See the fear in its eyes. Unlocking the magic. Just take my hand. We hold the keys to the kingdom.
Welcome back.
Oh my goodness.
My name's Johnny. I'm gonna be your DM through this adventure. And joining me today is
Sylvester.
Sammy.
Grak.
And Tricks.
last we left off. You guys had just escaped the.
We made it all the way across the country here.
Well, it took like an entire day though, and it didn't pick you guys up at the beginning. Triton's Bay is where it picked up. The man that you didn't ask his name is Anderson.
Yes.
That's
He's
where that picked him
definitely
up.
dead.
Goes across Camelot.
Either dead or will show up as the final boss.
But not forgotten, because we never knew that in the first place.
So the carriage went from Triton's Bay through Notre Dame, across Camelot Heights. It went north to 100 Acre Wood, and then east through the Enchanted Forest, and then veered south through the Forgotten Swamp, past the Aurora Pariety, the capital city of Aurora, over the Bridge of Beneficence, and onto History Island. You guys were just imprisoned on History Island that you heard that no one escapes from, and la-di-da, you guys made it out. It only took a long time.
We're just that good.
Just that good. You guys made it out without so far tripping any alarms that you know of. One man is asleep. Well, not asleep. Grak kind of knocked him out with a solid nat 20, and you guys
He's
snuck
sleeping.
out. Sylvester disguised himself as a guard, and you guys are currently on the Bridge of Beneficence, crossing over from History Island to the capital city of Aurora. So right now, Noah, how long does that transformation magic last?
Pretty sure an hour. Let me
hour?
check.
Pretty sure only wears off. It's
When
like
you are disguised, a creature can use its action to inspect your appearance and must succeed on an investigation check against your spell save DC.
So it only wears off if someone actively investigates and rolls worse than your spell save DC, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't like 30 seconds and then it was out. So you guys are crossing the bridge. As you can see, it's a pretty long bridge. So there are two guards that are stationed at this end of the bridge. The bridge is kind of an arc. It has an arc to it with solid pillars coming up, holding the bridge in the middle, having it elevated over the water, and it kind of raises up and goes back down. So as far as you know right now, you can't see any guards on the other side, but you know that there are two guards behind you. Are you guys moving quickly or?
I would
Well,
say
if-
quickly.
yeah.
Okay.
Like not like fat, like running, obviously, but probably like a moderate pace.
Okay,
Let
so
me-
we're still trying to give the illusion that like you're the guard escorting us somewhere, so we don't
Yeah.
want to look it.
Okay.
Unless I just like forgot and took off running once we got past it, which would be a stupid thing to do.
So here's what
All
I
right, really
need.
clear.
Here's what I need you guys to do. Let's just say you guys are walking across the bridge. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw for me real quick.
Oh
Oh
boy.
boy.
We're gonna start this off
Right out
strong.
the gate. Right out of the gate.
Right out of the
What?
gate. A dex
forget
throw.
what
Give me a
my
dex
saving
saving
throw is.
Trying to check.
I was
Mine's-
using this.
I got a nice +1.
I got an
Me
8.
too.
I got an 18.
An
I think I've
18.
got a +2, so I get a 13.
Okay.
4.
I have a 14.
Okay.
I have a 4.
So no,
I got a
what was
13.
yours? A 13. Okay. So this bridge is pretty wide, but you're about to get to the height of the bridge, and the bridge starts to almost rumble a little bit. Rebekah and Rachel all see a carriage coming towards you guys, and they kind of step out of the way, but Daniel, you're just not quite fast enough. You try to step out of the way, but it kind of clips your shoulder, and you fall to the ground. I'm not gonna make you fall off the bridge. I almost
okay,
did.
That's nice.
Hang on.
I almost did. If you would have rolled a 1, you would have fallen off the bridge.
And then I would have been dead.
Yep.
Y'all would have had fun playing with the adventure without me.
So you're gonna take. Let me see.
You take 2 damage and you're dead.
Right.
My 2 HP.
Yeah, ironically, you're gonna take 2 bludgeoning damage.
Nice.
that.
Amazing.
But the carriage doesn't stop. It since the guard didn't get hit. The guard, I mean Sylvester. The person driving just doesn't really care if he hits a prisoner. So he just keeps on going across. As you guys come over the height of the bridge, there's a lot of wagons on the other side of the bridge. They're kind of parked, lining the bridge to the east and the west sides. This is where you assume that the carriage that you guys rode in on has been parked since you've been locked away. On the other side of the bridge, there is a clear path going north, and then there's a path going east. There's a road sign at the fork in the road. The sign that's pointing north says Aurora Priority, and the one that's pointing east says Goodley Point. So which way do you guys want to go?
Priory?
Yeah, what's a priory?
Oh, I keep saying priority. It is Priory.
My guess would be the village.
And you can 100% see the huge castle in the center of the woods.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys can. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, there's a huge castle towering, best guess, probably 600 feet into the sky, and it's almost in the clouds, and it has a faint purple and green glow going around it.
Priory, a small monastery or nunnery that is governed by a prior or prioress. I don't know what a prior is.
Learn something new every day.
Brock can read.
So what are you guys gonna do?
Alright, so,
North or east?
Well, Goodley Point is pretty bad grammar. I say we go north.
Anybody else? Or you just nobody's gonna
Sounds good
Nobody's
to
gonna
me.
contest that.
nobody
I don't
else
even
is
know,
saying
like,
anything.
where-
You guys
Sorry,
can
I
talk
had
to
to
each
sneeze
other.
for a second.
I'm trying to decide, like, what's our goal right now? Like, where are we trying to? Where are we trying to
As
As
go?
of right now, you are just trying to, I guess, get away from the prison, right?
Okay.
I mean, you just escaped from the prison. As far as you know, no alarms have been sounded, but it does take you about an hour to get across this bridge
Oh,
because you are
that's
walking.
a long bridge.
You didn't take a carriage or anything.
Well, my thought process is if we're trying to get away, like we just got out of prison, we're trying very hard not to go back to prison.
Yeah.
Heading east to a place called Goodley Point, which looks like cliffs on the map.
Yeah, that's kind of putting
Yeah.
our
Dumb
backs,
idea.
cornering ourselves there. A goodly
Yeah.
Swim
point.
right.
At a village, we could maybe blend in a little bit.
Sink like a stone.
And you guys can
Um,
go right past the priory if you want to and look for something else, but there's nothing even within, I'd say, a day's walk of anywhere that you're at right now.
I vote for the Priory.
All right, to the prairie we go.
All right, you guys start heading north up the hill, and you're passing rows of these wagons. There's probably about a dozen wagons right here just lining the sides. So I'm gonna ask you this: what positions are you in? Who's leading this pack? Who's behind? Who's like what positions are you guys in?
I'm probably in the front.
Okay.
I don't know. I'd say Grok's probably in the front.
I am probably going
Well, I'm
to
just
be
saying because
right behind Grok.
if
He's
I
a good mountain to be behind.
Yeah.
For tricks.
I was just gonna say, if I was leading you guys out of there under the guise that I was like your
I
prison
feel like you would
guard
probably be
or something,
behind them though, because they're not chained up. So I feel like you'd probably be behind them. But that's just me.
That
If
makes
you're in front
more
of them,
sense.
you're in
No,
front of them.
Kind of
Yeah.
hurting us. HERD.
Yeah,
yeah,
you did have us
I'll be at
walk
the very
back.
back. yeah, I'll be behind them.
Okay, Sammy, where are you?
I'm somewhere in the middle. I'll probably be behind Tricks.
In the lineup, I'd say Grok is in the front, Sylvester's in the back, and Sammy and Tricks are kind of even in the middle. And you guys are still walking. There's no immediate threat right now, but I need Tricks and Sammy. Give me a perception check real quick. I just want to see if you see something.
I'm at a 7.
Okay,
19.
19.
Ooh,
Wow.
nice.
Nice roll. So Trix, as you're passing this wagon, one of the wagons on the back has an inscription on the back of the wagon. Reads Moans, Moans, and Sons Carriage Service. That's it. I just wanted to see if you saw it or not. You guys just keep walking north. I'm gonna stop not babysitting, hand holding, and you're gonna tell me what you want to do, and I'll tell you what happens.
I want to murder the very first person I see.
Okay.
No, I don't actually want to.
As
do that.
the guard.
But I do want to point. That's what I was gonna say. If it took an hour to get across that bridge, I would be out of the guard form now. I'd be back to stone. So
Yes. So are you guys just walking in the middle of the path? You're just going
I
north?
think as soon as we get over the bridge, we need to be like trying to get off the beaten path, because if there's going to be more carriages coming through with
Right.
other prisoners, they're going to see us.
Yeah.
So we need to try and follow the path, but not be on the path.
Okay, so on your left, in front of this caravan of wagons, is just a cliff face going straight down into the water, probably about 100 feet straight down. If you go about 10 minutes up the road, there's a pretty thick wood to your right.
So we'll go in the woods.
Yeah. I'd say kind of like
Yeah.
following the tree line of the woods, where you can keep an eye on the road
Okay.
and also not get lost in the forest.
Okay.
Kind of take cover if we need to.
Okay, so
Yeah.
as you're walking down this path, you guys are kind of hugging the right side toward the trees. Off in the distance, you see the tower that is connected to the prison on History Island. A very bright light shines across it, and it starts skimming the outside of the island. And very faintly in the distance, you can just hear it almost sounds like a tornado siren.
Oh boy.
Oh, I love this song.
You guys don't see anything else, just that.
I think they realized we're missing.
Better keep moving.
Sounds good to me.
You're hugging the tree line. Since you had foresight to stay on that side, 2, maybe 3 carriages start rolling down this path. They're not going super fast, but they are coming toward you.
So the side of the first caravan, Grak would kind of look at the other and be like, take cover, and kind of like try to move a little deeper into the woods where it'd be harder for us to be seen.
I'm gonna move in
Yeah.
with them, and then I'm gonna stand as
Yeah.
still as possible, like a statue.
A statue with a
Yeah.
very bright red and yellow
Jumpsuit.
jumpsuit on.
I'm also gonna be holding a sign that says Petey's Pizzeria this way, and it's gonna have an arrow pointing to the right, so that way they think it's like a
God.
mascot.
Perfect.
No, I can do that.
That's a great
Follow
idea.
others into the- in further
So
into the woods and-
how far
Okay.
exactly are you going into these woods?
Not very. I mean, I'd say maybe 10 feet or so, just enough to
Okay.
kind of like try and make it a little harder for us to be seen, but we still want to kind of keep an eye on the road
Yeah.
Okay.
until the caravan passes, and then we can kind of get a little more out back on the
Okay.
tree line again.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So the
10 or 20 feet or so.
so you kind of go into the woods a little bit, and the caravan passes you, and they just keep on going. They hear the sirens as well, and they kind of pull the reins a little bit tighter and whip the horses a little bit, and the horses start going a lot faster as they get up to where you are, and they hurry down the road, and they just kind of disappear into the distance. Following this path, are you guys going to come out of the woods in order to go into the priory, or are you trying to find a path? Because if you hug the woods to the east, you can go around. There's a lake that you can go around and stay in the woods, or you can just cross a small clearing, and there's a group of 4 buildings. Then there's another small clearing, and then there's an entire village.
What do we know about the priory?
Okay.
Like, does it seem like would that be a safe place for us to be, or would that be like
I can
it's on
roll a history.
lockdown and
Yeah.
we could get caught in there real easily or something?
Grak, roll a history check for me.
Is the priory a religious place?
Are you asking about the roll or?
Oh no. I'm just asking in general.
So I have a +0 to history.
I mean, you can do a history check as well, and you can find out what you know about the priory.
That's an 18.
An
On the die.
18.
Nice.
Fantastic. So you know that the priory is, well, the entire land of Aradon is ruled by a queen that resides in the city of Aurora, but you know that the priory is the central hub for the weapon manufacturing and the vehicle manufacturing for the capital city, as well as a lot of the homes of a lot of the guards. That's where a lot of the guards live. So it's a very
So
well protected
probably-
area.
Best to not go there, huh?
On your way in, none of the people that live in this area had seen you because 2 guards only saw you. Everybody else kind of wasn't really paying all that much attention to you because it's just another couple of prisoners that were being brought into the prisons. You know that not many people would have known your face because at least as far as Tricks goes, that you don't know the reason that they grabbed you. They just kind of grabbed you and said that you were conspiring against the crown, and they just took you.
Okay.
So you don't really know if you're wanted. Like, you don't know if there's going to be posters of your face all everywhere. You don't know what's going to happen because you don't really know why people are being taken to this island. And
Yeah, we didn't stick around on the island very long to
Right.
find out either.
yeah, no.
Poor Anderson.
Poor Anderson.
He had all the answers. He knew why everything was happening. But I'm thinking, If the
Answers.
just heard the
So-
sirens go off.
I'll tell you this. I'll give you this. You four are not in immediate danger in this city, so you can
Okay.
go and walk through that city freely, as long as you are careful about it.
I'm just thinking, what if we might
I
want to
don't think that's what freely means.
Freely in
Thanks.
air quotes, freely.
Carefully.
unless you roll bad.
Yeah,
So
unless you roll, I'll say this: unless you roll really bad,
Okay.
there's not much to worry about. You guys are also all just level 2, so I'm not gonna throw anything crazy at you.
Should we try to like get a cart somehow, like either find one to get or steal one or something, so we can get away quicker? Like put more distance.
Hire someone to drive us.
At
Elsewhere.
this point, you are about maybe 45 minutes to those first 4 buildings in the priority or the priory. And if you wanted to double back to get a carriage, it would take you probably about an hour and a half. And you can still hear the siren.
Yeah, it wouldn't be smart to go back there. Look, but you said we can still hear the sirens right now.
The sirens are still going off. And that
Okay,
searchlight,
while we're waiting,
because it's so bright, you guys can faintly make out the glimmer of the searchlight still kind of skimming.
So in
While
about
we're,
an hour, we can. Google says a young adult can walk about 3.5 miles an hour.
Yeah, I mean it's not even 2, maybe 2 miles is the full city, and these 4 buildings that you don't really know what they are on the outskirts, closer to the road. That's about probably half a mile. So you guys are on the edge of the forest right now.
Maybe we should just keep walking until we maybe find a cart that's traveling by itself, like a guard thing that we could possibly overtake and steal. We could ask them in the town, like where the nearest place to get a cart would be. Yeah, I guess I shouldn't really be having this conversation, like talking this out, because
Yeah, I mean you guys haven't talked to anybody. The last thing that was said was Grok telling everybody to get in the woods, and I assume that he just kind of started walking north and everyone followed him.
Yeah, I guess if we're talking, it
Basically.
should be in character, huh?
Yeah, probably.
Character voices.
the thing with Sylvester, he's not super comfortable with like religious places because gargoyles are supposed to be like on tops of churches and religious buildings.
Mhm.
He left that spot because he wanted to travel around and do music, so he feels guilty about that.
Interesting that he'd feel guilty.
Who's the sneakiest?
I can be sneaky when I need to be.
I say that really loudly.
Probably Tricks. 'Cause she's smallest.
Croc just kind of thinks for a second. He's like,
Chicks looks up innocently.
he's kind of thinking in his head, like, I can't send her on by herself. I can't send her on ahead alone. So he just kind of shakes his head. And he's like, all right, follow me. And it's going to keep moving on towards the priory, I guess.
Okay.
Tricks after.
So you
Yeah.
guys are walking toward. You don't see any wagons or anything coming down the road anymore, but you guys are heading toward these 4 buildings. You guys got all the way up to maybe the wall of one of the spire-looking buildings.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Is there like an inn or something?
Not
So we
here.
roll a
Tavern?
It's probably about 4-5 a.m. right now, so it's gonna be daylight soon. But you guys, you can see these buildings pretty well. None of them are marked. They look very well kept. You don't really. There's no signage or anything. There's no signs on by the road. There's nothing. It's just these 4 buildings.
Is there a
Man.
door?
Yeah, the spire-looking buildings don't have a door on them that you can see, but they are connected at the hip with the 2 larger townhouse-looking buildings.
These aren't just people's homes, are they? I don't think it'd be real nice to just barge in on them in real early morning.
We could always knock.
That's still waking them up really early.
It is so quiet.
I legit thought my Discord died.
I'm trying to think.
Oh no.
What do you want to do?
think.
I feel like one of you's got to be an action person and not much of a thinker. We're not gonna get anywhere if you guys are just like tiptoeing around. What are you gonna do?
Are there any like differences between the 2 buildings that would kind of indicate exactly what they're used for or what?
They look exactly the same. They're spaced about 20 feet apart on the left and
Great.
the right. There's a single door on the far east end of the right building and on the far west end of the left building.
How close is the nearest village from here?
To where you are right now,
Yes.
that would be the village directly north of you,
Okay.
maybe a mile away.
It might be better to just keep moving on till we
Yeah.
get there, because there's
That's what I
probably
was thinking.
something more open that we could get there. And if the guards live here, I don't know if we want to risk like waking up some guards.
I don't think it'd be smart to just go into any unmarked building, especially if it's like only going up right now, because again, that puts us in a very trapped place.
I'm just like, guard opens up a door, sees these strangers outside. Hey, we're just passing through. Need a place to stay. Don't mind that siren in the distance from the prison.
Yeah, I say we keep moving.
Yeah, I don't think we should bother these people.
Okay, so you guys are gonna keep going to the village.
Yep.
All right. So as you guys cross, you kind of head east around the far east building and start going north. What should I do here?
Oh, that sounds fun.
While we're walking, Sylvester will pull out his little horn and like very softly blow it to try to like harmonize with the siren in the distance. But that's all.
Interesting.
That's all. We're walking along.
Interesting.
Grok gives him a dirty look and says, "Could you not?"
Oh, should I play something else?
I don't think we should be making much noise right now.
Oh,
Thank you.
everybody's a critic. Yeah.
So you guys are walking across this path. Who's in the very back? Is it
Grok.
still
That
Sylvester?
would be me.
Sylvester, make an insight check for me.
Insight. Ooh, I think I blinked. I don't know what my insight is.
It's +3.
+3. Ooh, in that case, I rolled a 6.
Ooh.
Boy.
Sylvester
Joy.
leading up the back of the pack, he takes out his little horn and he starts trying to harmonize with the siren off in the distance. Grok looks at him and asks him not so politely to stop. Right when you say stop, the far western door flies open.
Oh no.
It is facing north and it flies open. Sylvester, you, I guess, are just too distracted, maybe trying to figure out the harmonies on this horn. You don't have enough time to warn your compatriots about the guard station that's behind you right now. There's one guard in the doorway, and he says, "Hey, who's out there?" And then another guard through the doorway just rolls out of bed because his bed is right next to the doorway, and he says, "What's happening?"
Tricks freezes.
Hi, neighbor.
Uh,
Just out
so-
for an evening stroll.
Is that what you
and
say?
the guard says, "Identify yourself."
No.
Grok just goes, pulls out his crossbow and is
All
getting
right.
ready to shoot at the guard.
All right, I'll give you one attack of opportunity. Who are you aiming at?
The one that was asking who goes there, because he seems to be the most alert and most likely to do something about what's going on right now.
All right, roll against AC real quick. Go for it.
No, my question was, since we leveled up, and I now have 3 spell slots instead of 2, and I used 2 spells last time, do I now have like another open spell slot that I can use? Or are you going to count that full as well?
Oh, I have to. Okay, I see what I
you
gotta
have
do.
leveled up,
Hold
but you haven't rested at all.
I've got my
You
centaurs
should have
equipped.
2 spell slots marked already.
on. Okay, so
Okay.
I had to go into my equipment and equip my.
Oh, that's what
crossbow
you're
to
talking
get it to
about.
show up.
Okay,
yeah, so
so-
I've got a +3 to hit.
Since you are technically not in combat yet, I'll allow that as a free action. That's fine.
Oh boy, that's 9, 10, 11, 12. How far away from us are they actually?
From the door, you guys are about 50 feet. It's far enough for
Okay,
him to.
So they're within
not-
my first range increment. then.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. Yeah, so that's all I needed to know.
So that was a 12.
12, yes.
Yeah, that just hit.
Woo! Okay, let me roll my damage.
Woo.
Go for it.
I get a D8 +1.
Da-da-da.
Ooh, that's an 8 on the die. +1 is 9.
So you
Max damage.
You
Yeah.
pull up your crossbow and you fire it, and he's kind of wincing his eyes, trying to see out into the darkness because the sun hasn't completely come up yet. And as he's kind of peering out into the darkness, you fire your crossbow and you hit him square in the center of the chest and send him flying backwards into the building. And
Ah,
Wow.
lands with a thud. He is not moving, but his friend is gonna stand up and run out of the building. Everybody, let's roll initiative.
all right.
You already
Roll for
took
initiative.
out one of them, so
If there was any time to roll a 1, I guess it would be during initiative.
that's a pretty good place to roll a one.
Negative
Ooh.
impacts.
I
would
rolled
be
a total of 4.
It's 8.
I got a 15.
The guard is up first, followed by Sylvester, and then Sammy, and then Grak, and then Tricks, leading up the pack in the back. So the guard is gonna step out of the doorway, and he's gonna grab just on the edge of his bed. He's gonna grab a longbow, and he's going to aim for. I'm gonna say Grak because Grak just killed his homie. He's gonna roll a 6 against your AC.
6 total?
Total, yeah.
Oh, my friend, that is a miss.
Yeah, it's a. So he fires it, and it just kind of lands at your feet. He says, "Oh, sorry, I just woke up." All right, next
That's
in the
okay,
order
friend.
is
Mistakes happen.
after Sylvester says that. Next in the order is Sylvester. What are you gonna do?
How far away are they again?
You haven't moved yet, so the door of this place is about 50 feet away.
50 feet. Okay, dang. Because I've got no range things I can do. So
What's your movement distance?
25 feet. So it would take
25.
me 2 turns to get to him.
If you dash, you could get up to him, but that would also count as your action. So you just kind of be standing in front of him.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to do Bardic Inspiration, Grak, and I'm going to use my bagpipes. And I'm just going to squeeze it really hard and blow it to as hard as I can and say, yeah.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, but Bardic Inspiration gives him a D6 on saving throws.
As a bonus action, a creature within 60 feet that can hear you gains an inspiration die, a d6. For 10 minutes, the creature can add it to one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Okay.
Nice.
This can be added after seeing the roll, but before knowing the outcome.
Okay.
Okay.
Grak cringes when when he hears that.
Fueled by the rage.
Next up in the order is Sammy. Sammy, what you gonna do?
I thought about doing the guiding bolt.
Oh yeah, it's well within your range. So you're gonna cast Guiding Bolt.
Make a ranged spell attack against the target. On a hit, the target takes 4d6 radiant damage.
Rachel, go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
I do 20.
Yes, ma'am.
And then
No! Can I roll again?
No, what is it?
it's,
Pretty please?
it's a nat 1.
Oh, so you
Oh.
All right, which one of us is
That's
dying?
so sad.
you reach your hand out to cast Guiding Bolt.
Oh.
I say you point your finger out because that's a very genie thing to do. So you kind of point your finger as if to aim at the guy, and it kind of sparks and it flashes, and it's gonna explode right in front of you. It's gonna knock you prone. What is it to save?
Depends on what she's trying to save against.
I mean,
I guess it'd be a dexterity saving throw.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Rachel, roll me
Get out of the way.
dex. Roll me a dex save. So d20 plus your dex modifier.
This is not my night. It's a 4.
Oof, that is
Oof.
full damage.
It's not a good night.
It's not a good night for Sammy.
Oh
This is not
man.
a good night.
I can just
for,
imagine her like sticking her
Sammy.
finger out and it not working, and then drawing her hand back in, saying, "Oh no!" Like bringing it close to her face or something.
Like trying to be like, what the heck? Why isn't this working?
Yeah.
It's like staring down the
My
barrel of a
finger.
gun.
Rachel, go ahead and mark 8 radiant damage for me.
Oof.
Oof.
So it's gonna pop you back, and you're prone, so you're laying on the ground. So basically, what prone means is that on your next turn, you will not be able to move until you stand up, and standing up will take your entire movement.
Oh my god.
Quick question: how does a genie go prone?
They fall on their back. That's a very racist statement in this world. So
Okay. Wow. Ouch. I'm sorry.
how
God,
does a gargoyle have legs? Jeez.
Wow. Okay. No, you're right. I'll take 5 racist damage. My bad. That's a bad on me.
All right. Next up in the order is Grak.
Grak kind of glares at Sylvester for playing the bagpipes again
Okay.
because
I'm gonna
you
give him
know
a thumbs up.
playing noise is what got us into this situation in the first place. But it doesn't say anything. Instead, he just kind of shakes his head, pulls up the crossbow, and aims at the other guard, and is going to shoot at him now.
All right. Go ahead and roll. Roll the hit.
Ooh, that's a natural one.
Oof. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
it is
man.
not our night.
So
It
you
started out so strong.
go to load the next bolt into the crossbow, and you kind of cock it back. Just roll a dex for me. Just roll a dex saving for me real quick.
So I'm guessing the inspiration is.
That's
He
an
was a
11.
1.
He didn't.
No, I
he
didn't. I
use
didn't use it.
Oh,
He doesn't
gotcha.
choose
Okay.
to use it.
Well, it says
What
you
was
can
it?
add it after throwing
It
it.
wouldn't. Doesn't matter. I rolled a natural 1. That's an automatic miss.
Okay,
No,
so
no. Hold on. What I rolled on the saving throw was an 11.
Okay, perfect. You pull the string back on the crossbow, and you kind of have to set it down to pull it back. As you're pulling it back, it fires the crossbow, and it's gonna clip the side of your foot.
Ooh. Okay.
Ow.
So you're gonna take. Oh, lucky
Hello?
you! You're gonna take 1 piercing damage.
Whew.
So it kind of grazes the side of your foot.
So you
Okay.
essentially just stubbed your toe with a crossbow.
Yes.
I'm gonna look at the guard and say,
We just woke up too, apparently.
All right, Tricks, you're up.
Trix is very nervous about this whole situation. She's kind of like, I guess, she kind of fumbles a little bit and like pulls out her longbow. It's just like
I just picture this longbow being like 3 times her size.
Yes.
It's phenomenal.
she accidentally launches herself.
Trix, Trix gives it a shot.
All right, go ahead and roll against AC.
That bodes well. I dropped the die and I missed the little rolling thing that I had. Oh, hey, but it landed on an 18.
18,
Woo.
fantastic. Oh, that 100% hits.
That's 18
roll.
plus 6 too.
18
twice.
plus 6?
Yeah.
What on earth?
Why is our dog the tank? Why is this our heaviest hitter? I love it.
Okay, roll damage for me.
Max damage. It's 10.
Oh,
my God.
Lord. So Trix kind of looks, just seeing Grok shoot himself in the foot. She kind of like sidesteps out from behind him and looks at him and pulls the bow out and kind of fiddles with it, takes an arrow out, and she like pulls the string back, and the arrow kind of does that thing where it goes sideways, and she like pushes it back and knocks it, and then she lets it go, but the force of it kind of pushes her back, and this arrow flies. All 3 of you watch as this arrow just hits the guard. So let's just say it's gonna hit him in the chest again, but it's gonna
mature
hit
Disney.
him with so much force that it's gonna push him back through the doorway, and it's gonna slam the door shut as he goes through it.
Oh my gosh.
How does that work?
It doesn't matter.
It's Disney.
Yeah, it's Disney.
All right, so you guys are out of combat.
everywhere.
Grok
She's
kind of
gonna
looks at that
stand
for a
there.
second, looks down at Trix, and kind of does like the Obama not bad face.
Trix is panting, by the way.
Oh,
She's
gosh.
almost-
that took everything in her to
He's like,
fire that.
not bad.
Thanks.
And then he moves over to go inspect the bodies.
The body's
Uh,
inside the building.
The
One of
bodies
them
are.
is.
You just hit the guy square in the chest, and he fell backwards. And then the second guy got hit, and the door slammed shut.
So I guess I'll go up to the building and like open the door
Okay.
and see if we can.
All right,
That's
so
not a good idea.
you pull the door
Hey,
open.
maybe.
You see the one guy is laying on the floor with an arrow sticking out of his chest, and the other is about 7 or 8 feet backwards on top of a table.
And there's no one else in the room.
There's no one else in the room.
Are there any other doors in the room?
Okay,
elsewhere?
so when you walk into this room, there's a table in the center of the room, and then on both the left and right side going down, there's 4 sets of bunk beds on each side.
Oh dang.
Um,
Okay.
So there's 16 beds in all, and at the far end there's another door, which goes into that spire.
So we got lucky that there's only 2 people home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Level 2.
So lucky. Grok is gonna kind of quickly search the 2 bodies for anything valuable.
Okay. Which one do you want to look at first?
The closest one.
Okay, the closest one is
To
the
the
one on
door.
the floor that you shot. The most obvious thing is your crossbow bolt sticking out of his
Yeah,
chest.
he'll take that back.
Fantastic.
He'll
And
say thank you to the
you
dead
kind
body.
Oh, recycling. That's smart.
So you kind of start patting him down, reaching his pockets and stuff. Go ahead and add 25 gold to your pouch.
Ooh,
for me.
okay.
But he doesn't have anything else on him. No weapons or anything because he just opened the door and got hit. Real hard.
Where's my gold on this sheet here?
I believe,
You probably don't have any.
Good question.
I have 10
You
to
have
start
10?
out. Yes.
believe it would be in equipment. Yeah, equipment, top right, currency.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I have nothing.
Yeah.
and-
Nothing.
I don't have any gold.
And how
back.
much gold?
It was 25 on the body. You can either split it or do whatever you want with it. But you're the one that found it. Does anybody else want to search in this room or?
No, I didn't go inside. I stayed outside, just kind of awkwardly whistling at the door.
Is Grak the only one that went
I stayed
in?
outside. I was very, very
I'm
nervous about going in.
Still
So
lying on the floor.
No, you can you can get up. You can get up. You're not.
All over, like, well, I'm just gonna lay here now.
This is my life now.
Me.
No, you can get up.
Recovering.
You're out of combat, so you can
David
stand
has
up. That's
to
fine.
wait for work to get up.
You're fine. You can get up and you can follow the party wherever you want to go.
That's gonna leave a mark. All right.
Did I get 25 gold from both
Right, that's
bodies?
right.
Or
That was
the
just
first
that
one?
was just the first one on the floor. There's still one on the
Okay.
table with an arrow sticking out of it.
I'd go search the other one too if everyone's just kind of waiting on me.
Sammy, are you moving into the building or
No, I'll let Grok have his
have his go of it?
time.
I'm also
Okay.
gonna grab Trix's arrow to
Awesome.
bring back to her. Do a quick look around the room, see if there's anything worth
There's
seeing or taking.
Any
no.
family pictures on the desk?
There's a couple
kids?
of no, nothing like that. There's a couple of
I rolled an 18 perception if that makes a difference.
Okay. In the room itself, there's some swords on the walls. They look like they've not necessarily seen combat, but they have not been well kept. And then there's the bow on the floor. The guy dropped when he flew backwards and landed on the table.
So-
As far as weapons goes, that's the only things in this room. Are you searching his person?
Yes, I searched the
Okay.
bodies.
Okay. So on him, you find a little flask and then 5 gold on him.
Okay.
All right, we've got those potions we never checked last time, so keep
Yeah.
that in
Right.
mind.
Yeah, we can probably. an
But
Arcana check on
besides
those or
that,
something, but-
there's the door in the back of the room, and that's really it. This building you can tell that this building is just kind of the barracks for where the guards sleep when they're off shift.
Yeah, Grok's just gonna put his ear up to the other door just to see if there's anything going on the other side of it,
Okay.
just to make sure that they didn't like alert anyone else.
I think that would
You wanna roll?
probably be investigation.
That's a natural 20.
Fantastic. You put your ear on the door and you hear absolutely nothing. There's nothing.
I'm gonna open it up and take a
Okay.
look inside and see what's in
So
there.
you grab the door handle and pull on it, and it is locked.
Okay, then I'm not gonna bother with it. I'm gonna
Okay.
grab. So there's nothing else in the room worth grabbing.
Unless you want a bunk bed. No. There's
No.
nothing else.
Okay, so I'm just gonna grab the gold and the arrow and head back out to meet up with the other guys.
Sylvester poked his head in to look at the bunk bed, kind of eyed it a little bit, and then just shook it off.
No, not today.
He'll hand
Okay.
Trix's arrow to her.
Okay, you're not telling anybody else about the gold?
Nope,
Okay,
he's a pirate.
that's
I,
hey,
I do want to say real quick,
I forgot he was a pirate.
Sammy took quite a bit of damage in that battle, didn't she, from herself?
she did. No,
Yes.
I think 3, right?
I thought it was
You
like
gave me an
something.
8.
8, yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you
Actually-
exploded yourself in the face. Technically, I mean, I gave you half damage because that spell that you cast does 4d6 damage. So I got 16 total and I halved it. Technically, you should have killed yourself.
Shots
Don't-
herself.
I have can I not
You
can I
can-
not heal myself?
You can if you wanna burn a spell slot on that. Sure. You have healing word.
I was gonna say,
Hey, Sam, you're looking pretty beat up back there. Maybe you should try one of those potions we've got. See if it does anything for you.
The potions that we picked up from the
That you got out of the chest back in the prison.
yes, back at the
Yeah,
prison.
there's 4 potions that are unmarked. You don't know what's on them.
Okay.
Real quick, when Grok gives the arrow to Trix, he's also going to give her the 5 gold he pulled off the one she killed, because
Gotcha.
he's an honorable pirate.
Gotcha. Okay.
Ah.
So,
oh, one of those, huh? You do
Uh,
your taxes and everything.
Somewhat honorable, anyway.
he got 30,
he
but
also-
he gave 5 to one person.
He's also going to hold up the potion and kind of hand it over to Sammy, like, any idea what this is?
Okay. Yeah. Then oh.
Rachel, do a Arcana check.
That's-
Arcana
okay.
check. That's what you were talking about before we started.
Yes. Okay. It's a 16.
You kind of hold the vial up and you swish it back and forth and you're kind of looking at it. You with a 16, you are 98% sure that this is not going to harm you if you drink it.
So then I
But we don't know what kind of potion.
You
it
don't
is.
know what it is though. It's not
But it's
anything
not
that
gonna
you're
hurt me.
particularly familiar with, but it's definitely not going to hurt you.
What doesn't kill
Well,
you?
I'm just gonna go ahead and take it. Why not?
It's a glass globe shaped. What's the word I'm
Bottle?
looking for? Bottle.
Bottle?
Yes. And it has a cork on the top. You pop the cork, and are you just tasting it, or are you just gonna swig it? You just gonna.
I'm gonna
the
swallow the
whole
whole thing.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Bottle it all?
Take the cork off.
She's a genie, so I don't know. What do they eat? What do they drink?
So here's what happens.
passes
Let me
through and
just let me
shatters on
just
the
run
ground.
this. Let me just run this back for you real quick. Grok hands her a bottle, says, "Hey, know what this is?" She looks at it for a second, then pops the cork and just downs the whole thing.
Guess we'll know in a second.
That's one way to find out.
So
Feels a lot better than being thrown on the floor.
Rachel, roll a d4 for me.
While she's drinking it, Sylvester's just like, chug, 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 chug.
The
Okay,
D4,
then
otherwise known as the caltrops.
is the point that's sticking up what I
Yeah.
get? It's
Yeah.
a 4.
Nice.
You got a
Maybe.
4?
I got a 4.
Okay, cool. You swig this back. It tastes a little bitter, but then at the same time, kind of how you feel like roses would taste. And then the side of your neck gets a little bit of a sharp pain. You kind of stretch it, and gills sprout out from the side of your neck.
Oh, dear
pushing
God.
water breathing.
So
Cool.
for the next hour, you can breathe underwater.
Breathe underwater.
Sam, you got some windows in your neck.
I might go for a swim later.
There you go. Real quick, Sammy, just remind me how much HP do you have?
13.
You took 8 damage, right?
Yeah, so I have
5.
5.
yeah, I know.
Okay. You have 5 HP and gills.
5 gills?
5 HP, and also you have gills. Separately from the other statement.
Some
I
heck
got
of
the
a
map.
potion.
Rebecca's got the
I'm
ground.
sorry, I couldn't resist.
So good.
Steady.
It was worth
We
it.
should-
I love it.
I imagine we'll just keep moving forward.
Grok's
Keep
gonna
moving into the
stone
village.
his crossbow.
Trix did thank Grok for the arrow. It was kind of confused about the 5 gold, but thanked anyways.
It's like, good job killing that guy. Here's some money.
he was just like, "Nah, shoot," and handed it to her. That's
You
it.
tell her where it came from. You just...
Just
Nope.
kind of
Nice.
flicked it to her, but each one individually at a time. And they kind of fell around her, and she was like, "What am I supposed to do with this?" Okay. So you guys are moving into the village, probably about 5:30, and you see kind of the sunlight start to peak on the horizon. As you kind of go into town, it seems like maybe a couple of the shops on the main street going down the center of this town. A couple of them are kind of getting ready to open, but nothing's really open yet. The sun is still, rising.
Trix lets out a huge yawn because she set out like yesterday morning and then ended up stuck on a really rough and bumpy carriage all day and then ended up breaking out of the prison at like 3 a.m. and she hasn't had any sleep and she is a tired puppy.
When she
She
yawns,
just killed
Sylvester
somebody.
looks over and says,
What was that?
I like the idea that in the lore of this world, gargoyles don't know what yawns are.
They don't need to sleep. They're stone creatures.
Yep.
I imagine they don't have
Yeah.
lungs or
Kind of
anything, so it's
meditate,
like,
I suppose.
What was what?
That noise you just made. What was that?
A yawn?
Okay.
Sorry, I'm real sleepy.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I wouldn't mind finding a
Sorry?
place to rest.
And Grak's kind of. So, are we in the town?
You are in the town. You're on the main street of the town.
We're just kind of walking along. I'm trying to see if there's like an
Okay.
inn that we can stop at.
Yeah, for sure. You're walking down, and there's kind of signs hanging with different symbols on the signs. You see that there's a smithery, there's a potion shop, there's a couple different places. And down at the end on the right side, you see the sign. It's spelled KOMMON space INN. It's the come on in.
Okay.
You guys heading in there?
You're setting a high standard
I
for
guess
yourself
so.
by doing this, Johnny.
That's what the name. That's the name of the place. So come on in.
All right.
You guys
Sylvester comes
heading
right in.
into the inn.
Grak goes on in.
All right, so it's 3-story building, but everything in this city is kind of 2 to 3 stories high. And it's a white stone building with blue lining. The top of the building is blue, kind of in a castle cone shape. You walk in, and it's just kind of a common sitting area. There's no one at the front desk, but there is a little bell.
Grok.
I don't know why it's so silent. I mean, does anyone ring the bell?
That's what
can't
I'm gonna
ring the
say. He
bell.
walks up to the counter and he kind of just looks around and doesn't see anyone and stares at the bell for like a solid minute before finally just reaching out slowly and going, ding.
It
Oh,
instantly
that was
kills
good.
you.
Do it
No.
again.
You hear off in the distance a disembodied voice. There's kind of a doorway behind the counter. It splits off to the left side, and you hear a voice say, just a second, hold on. Fluttering around the corner at a very, very fast pace, zooming around the room is a very bright yellow light. It stops at the front of the counter.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
Fairy.
It's
It's
a Tinkerbell.
It is a fairy.
Trix gasps in delight and her tail starts wagging.
Adorable.
Hold on, I got it.
And I'm gonna like pull a fly swatter out very slowly.
Oh my god.
Grok
Sister, no.
just looks at Sylvester and shakes his head.
Puts it back in his
And
pocket.
she kind of looks at you guys and says, "Hi, how can I help you?"
We'll be needing a room for the night.
Just one. Just sorry, but our rooms only have 2 beds in them. So if you want one room, that's maybe someone can sleep on the floor.
We could probably do 2.
Okay.
So
Do you even sleep?
I rest. I wouldn't call it sleeping.
Do you guys still want the rooms?
Yes.
And she flutters back through the doorway, and you hear some jingling going on. She flies back in, holding 2 very large keys. And prospectively, it looks like she's holding 2 giant hula hoops.
Oh.
As she flutters back in and kind of lands on the counter and holds them up as high as she can reach. And she says, "That'll be 10 gold, 5 gold per room."
It's a pricey inn.
Beta lady.
She says, I don't make the rules. I just kind of do what they tell me to do. So
I'm gonna reach up and grab one of the keys and then hand it down to Trix.
Grok's gonna toss her 5 gold for his room.
I don't even know who's bunking with who here.
I'm gonna.
Me and Grok together for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Gotta be polite.
Bunk with a Trix.
The Tricks. Okay, so who's paying for y'all's room?
Trix kind of looks at Sammy
Well, I guess
and
I'll
then
take
pulls
it.
out. Oh,
I was just
and then
taking-
stops
oh,
pulling out.
So Sammy, are you paying for the room?
Yeah, I'll cover this one this time.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Grok and Sammy both hand her 5 gold for the rooms, and she hands you the keys and says, "You two," and she kind of points at both Grok and Sylvester. "You two are on the 2nd floor, and then ladies, you guys can just go right through this door." And she kind of gestures to another door that's adjacent to the door that's behind her. And
Oh,
she
good.
says,
I like it up high.
and she says, "Just down the hall, last door on the left. You won't miss it." And so you look at the keys and on the key ring, the key, and it has a room number. The guys have room 202, sorry, and the girls have room 107. So
I go to the room.
okay,
Before I walk away, I
follow.
want to ask the fairy.
Do you guys have one of those ice makers, or are we supposed to just procure our own?
she kind of just looks at you and says, "Ice makers? I mean, I know some magic. You want me to freeze
that's
water?
I don't. Nope, that's not natural. I don't want that.
Okay,
It's not,
okay,
not good for the body.
okay,
I'm gonna,
okay, well,
just gonna wave my hand off and walk upstairs.
Daniel, did you go to the room?
Yeah, sure.
So you guys both go to the rooms and you walk in, and it's a really, really nice inn. It looks like it's not like royalty would stay here or anything, but it's a pretty high-end inn. The rooms themselves are about 15 by 20 feet. When you walk in to the right and to the left, they're completely identical, just mirror image of each other. To the right, directly in front of you, there would be a single twin bed. On the right side, there's a side table with a lamp, and on the left side, there is a chair with a coffee table.
Trix
But
has already
it's-
collapsed on one of the beds.
Okay.
How heavy are these beds? Like, could I slide one around if I wanted to?
I mean, you'd have to roll pretty high to slide one around.
Okay. Is there a window in the room? I should ask that first.
You guys are on the 2nd floor. Yeah. There's a window
Okay.
right in front of you.
I want to see if I can scooch my bed closer, like rotate a little bit so it's closer. The foot of it is closer to the window.
Okay.
Roll for that as strength, you said.
Yeah, roll for strength.
Ooh, 3. So never mind. I don't do
So
that.
you kind of push on it, and your wings kind of flap a little bit, but the bed doesn't move.
All right. In that case, I'm just gonna leave it where it is, and I'm going to get up on the bed and then perch on the foot of the bed, like
Okay.
a coil, and just kind of deactivate a little bit.
Grak and Sammy, what you guys doing?
Is there a chair to sit in the room?
Yeah, if you're looking at the bed, to the left of the bed, there's a chair and like a coffee table.
Grok's gonna sit down and just kind of start inspecting his equipment just to make sure everything's all there and all good, and they didn't leave anything behind or nothing was damaged while it was taken.
Okay. Sammy?
Are there any, this could sound weird. Are there any drawers to go through?
Oh, good question. Do an insight check. Give me an insight check.
Aw, me.
What was it?
It's a 6.
A 6. Yeah, you don't see any drawers. There's just the table on your right
Okay.
and
You can't find
like a
a drawer
bedside
in the
table
room.
on your right, yeah, with a lamp on it.
I got blown up, guys, okay?
She's still kind of in a daze. Not a lamp. I'm sorry, not a lamp. It's just like a candle on
Well, I'm
each
gonna go
of the beds.
take a bath
Sammy
with
the
these
genie finds a lamp and
skills.
gets triggered.
That's gonna
Oh
be
my
that's gonna have to be where we end it for today. Wow.
I
Wow.
also just realized that Trix would be like extremely tired because she's only 1.5 feet tall and she's
Yeah.
having to keep up with a whole part. She's like having to trot to keep up with them walking.
Yeah, a lot of exertion there.
Yeah.
Could she
Um,
even get up on the bed by herself, or are they tall beds?
Oh my goodness.
I
didn't even think about that.
I think she would be able to kind of jump in, kind of
Scramble up on top
scramble
of
up
it.
on top of the bed and just kind of pass out on a single pillow. Her whole body is just on a single pillow.
Yeah, she's currently the only one actually using a bed of all 4 of us. We could have really paid for one room.
Yeah.
Everybody, the stuffed animal is using the bed.
Real quick before we end it, Sammy, what did you say that you were gonna do?
I'm gonna go draw a bath and
Okay.
use these gills
And-
that I've
and-
grown
Okay.
Or a
Just gonna
pencil.
test them out. Just
So-
try
Yeah.
So
underwater.
to see if I can
if
really
you-
breathe underwater.
yeah, if you
Just stick your head in the bath and just like breathe.
if you open your door and turn left and go the next room down, there's a door that has the bathroom sign. Very much so has a lock, so you can go in there and lock the door and test out your water
Okay.
breathing.
Grok's
Do you
not
want to
gonna
roll
spend
to
the
see if you can still breathe underwater?
Oh gosh.
Wears off right as she puts her head
Yeah,
under.
she gets. No. Anybody have anything else they want to do before we end this session?
Grok will eventually go to sleep.
Okay.
When he's done kind of
Yeah,
just
and
inspecting
bef-
everything, but
Okay,
I will fall asleep
And,
in the bath, breathing
that's-
underwater.
you can only
That's the
breathe
bad
underwater
idea.
for 1 hour,
Yeah, that's.
so might not be the
4 of us
best
go to
idea.
sleep, 3 of us wake up.
We'll just say
Um,
that you test your water breathing. You know you have about maybe 15 to 20 minutes left of this water breathing potion. You draw the
Okay.
bath, dunk your head underwater, say, and you know that it definitely worked. You could breathe under there.
Okay, cool.
Alright, I'm
I
going
am
to.
satisfied.
I'm going to come out of my sleep mode, like just for a second, and say, "Oh yeah, I forgot. I have some night terrors. So if you hear any screaming in the night, don't worry. That's just me." And I'm gonna go back to sleep. Real quick.
Okay. Okay. So Sammy, just real quick, just because I want to be clear, are you
Yeah.
going back to the bedroom and
Yes,
falling
I'm
asleep?
gonna go
Okay.
back and go back to sleep.
So we will start the next session after a solid long rest. Basically, for those of you that don't know, resting in D&D is how you regain magic. It's how you get your HP back. If you take a long rest, it means that you
Sweet.
regain full HP. If you take a short rest, then it's a fraction of the HP. But for sleeping or resting for an extended period of time, you regain HP and you get all of your spells back.
Perfect.
That's see.
You guys all
And we
all
level
go to
up,
sleep.
and we all get 50 gold.
I don't know if I want to level you guys up every session.
Yeah,
because
definitely
this is
don't.
technically supposed to be a
Definitely
one shot,
don't. Yeah,
and
I was
Trix
joking,
has
definitely
like
don't do that.
27 HP or something.
Yeah, because
So, I don't know if
We just finished this
I don't know
one
if I
shot.
wanna
We're
level
all
you
like
guys up
level 15. Like
Yeah, it's not even a one shot anymore. Wow.
So
Hey
what
guys,
paper-
hey guys. Let me tell you something real quick.
Yeah.
Still have 2.5 pages.
Yep, that was my question.
We got through half of one
We
of the
did
pages.
Hardly anything.
But
Well,
you guys
I
did
think-
avoid a lot of traps that I had, and you guys
Yeah.
successfully survived your first encounter. Although 2 people did roll nat 1, so that's great.
Survived
Great.
the
Do better,
first
guys.
night.
Come on.
Thank you guys so much for listening to
Oh, right, we're still
the
recording.
origins of Keys to the Kingdom. My name is Johnny. I am your DM. Signing off.
Sylvester!
Sammy.
And Tricks.
Thank you guys so much for listening, and have a magical day.
We're from world